Hello passengers, we're here at the port of Gullsbottom where there's a lot of chatter going on about a couple of entrepreneurs buying up tons of real estate on the bay. We're here at the Harbour and you want to see what all the ruckus is about. Here's our review for Harbour. Welcome back everyone. Harbour, which is designed by Scott Almes, is a 2 to 4 player game about obtaining the most real estate influence in the port of Gullsbottom. Please go back and watch our previous video if you haven't already, where we show you what's inside the box and give you a brief overview of gameplay. For now, here's our review for Harbour. You may look at Harbour and think, kinda seems like Le Havre Light, doesn't it? And you wouldn't be too far off. The core mechanics of obtaining goods and buying buildings are definitely there, but this is more of a stripped down version of those core mechanics. The most interesting thing about Harbour, however, is this market board. This board right here may make or break the experience for you. The fact that the value of these goods are constantly in flux makes this an intense competition of when to determine the opportune time to buy that building that you want before your opponent does, which is usually what happens. Anywho, each game of Harbour will feel very different due to its variable setup, along with those player boards with their own unique character powers and unique starting buildings. At the beginning of the game, you can really only work with what is available to you, and that's pretty true for the majority of the duration of the game. And you're constantly fighting with the other players at the table because they have access to the same actions that you do, and then there's that constantly changing market board to go along with the whole fiasco as well. But let's step back for a second and talk about the box and the components themselves. I really dig the style of this game with its very cartoony artwork on all of the building cards, the little shaped player pawns, the goods tiles with the stickers on them. Very, very nice components. The box itself is fairly sturdy, small, which makes it great for travel, so this is a pretty nice production value for a game with an MSRP of about 20 bucks. That constantly changing market board, the unique player boards with their powers and their own starting buildings, the variability of the building cards, and the game itself has a fairly short playtime. Those are all great pluses, great pros about this game. However, the game is not without its flaws. Because the game is so short, and the game ends after a player purchases their 4th building, you never truly get to see the engine that you build in front of you flourish. The buildings that you do build in front of you can kind of play off on each other because they have these little unique icons that do certain things, but you never really get to see this come into play because by the time you do get something built together, the game is all of a sudden over and you're like, what? No! Regardless of its flaws, this is still a great light Euro game that plays in under an hour, is great for travel, and is a very good 2-player game. As long as you keep your eyes on that evolving player market, you too can become the best entrepreneur in the port of Gullsbottom. Thank you so much for watching this review. Please subscribe to Ticket to Gaming and stay tuned for future board gaming content. Until then, see you on the next train.